Amina did not sleep, not the way tired people sleep. She lay still, eyes open, listening to the house settle. The quiet clicks of cooling pipes, the soft breath of rain against the windows. Somewhere in Maplewood, a child was missing, and the night that took her had not ended. It had simply moved on. At 1:32 a.m., Amina got in her car and drove east, not toward answers, but toward evidence. When the abandoned train depot appeared through the rain, she didn't pull in. She didn't march toward it like the heroes in movies. She did what she had always done, what her work had trained her to do. She observed. From the road, she could see the depot's outline, a skeleton of metal and concrete, sitting at the edge of town as if Maplewood had tried to forget it. Under a broken streetlight, she parked and looked. 2 bicycles lay near the rusted fence, not neatly placed, not abandoned for days, dropped, recent. Fresh tire tracks cut through wet gravel, the kind you only notice when you're looking for the story the ground is trying to tell. No police tape, no patrol car, no one watching the place where a child had gone. Mila had come here, and she had not come alone. In the glow of her laptop screen, Amina began to map time itself, like pinning down a shadow with the numbers. 11:47 activation, 12:13 synchronization, 2:08 movement. It wasn't random teenage behavior. It was design. Back home, Amina turned her dining table into a quiet war room. Notebook pages, timelines, screenshots. All the things that looked harmless on their own until you placed them side by side and saw the shape they formed. She reviewed weeks of data, sleep disruption, sudden secrecy, withdrawn moods and sharp irritations, the way children looked at their phones as if the device held judgment. She thought of her own patients, kids who came into her office claiming they were fine, while their eyes carried the exhaustion of battles they didn't have words for. She remembered something she taught parents often: children don't chase danger because they love danger. They chase it because it promises belonging. The messages were the bait. The rhythm was the hook. What she was seeing was classic conditioning, the oldest trick in human behavior dressed in modern clothing, intermittent reinforcement, unpredictable rewards. The most addictive system there is because the brain learns to hope. Amina traced it like an architect reading someone else's blueprint. Phase 1, synchronize attention. Phase 2, demand proof. Phase 3, physical convergence. The stomach-tightening truth was this: Mila hadn't been dragged. She hadn't been threatened in the obvious way. She had been recruited. It was worse than fear, because loyalty feels like choice, even when it isn't. At school the next day, Rayhan avoided her completely. Not like a child hiding trouble, but like a child protecting something sacred. Amina followed at a distance, watching him move through the hallway with that same directed urgency. After class, she caught him gently, not grabbing, not accusing, just stepping into his path and lowering her voice. "Help me understand," she said. He swallowed, eyes flicking away. "You don't understand," he answered, and for the first time, she heard it. Not teenage attitude, but indoctrination. "They said it proves we're stronger than adults," he added. "Who said?" Amina asked. Rayhan hesitated. The pause was small, but it was heavy, like the moment before a confession changes the room forever. Then he leaned closer and whispered one word: "The Master." He said it without irony, without laughter, without doubt, not fear, reverence. Amina felt something colder than panic, the clinical realization of what this meant: authority, transference, a figure positioned as guide, protector, evaluator. Someone had stepped into the space where a parent's voice should have lived and made it sound weak. That evening, the next message arrived. Phase 4, Loyalty Test. Attached was a file, encrypted, disguised, delivered through a relay that rotated identities like masks. Amina watched the network traffic tracing where it tried to go. A temporary server outside the region, anonymous routing, sophisticated enough to evade casual detection, but not sophisticated enough to vanish from someone who knew how to look. This wasn't a random teenager playing games. This was someone educated, someone measuring compliance like data. Across Willow Crescent, 2 windows flickered blue again, like a signal that the system was still alive, still adjusting. Amina closed her laptop slowly. The pattern was clear now. An algorithm was shaping their children's behavior, and whoever wrote it was still watching. Somewhere in Maplewood's rain-soaked dark, Phase 4 had begun.